Question number 24. It's a critical reasoning question. So let's first read the question stem. The management's proposal depends on which of the following assumptions. So it's an assumption question. We need to find out the gap between the facts mentioned in the paragraph and the conclusion drawn from those facts. Now here, the problem that the management is facing is there is a high incidence of ragging in the suburban branches of an educational institute. So this is a fact. Suburban branches, the number of ragging cases is high. Then the management decides to transfer all the discipline officers from their rural branches. This one is the conclusion that the management has drawn, based on the fact that ragging cases are very rare in the rural branches. The management's proposal is based on the federal government data showing that the incidence of ragging decreases in educational institutes when additional discipline officers are pressed into service. So this is another fact. Now let's look at the options. The rural branches of the educational institutes from where the discipline officers are to be transferred will not experience significant rise in the incidence of ragging shortly after the removal of those officers. Now this one at first sight looks like the right option. Reason is, the last fact says that when there are more officers, the number of ragging cases they decrease. Now here what we are doing is, or what the management is doing is transferring officers from one particular branch to the suburban branch. So what happens to the former branch? Will there be a rise in the incidence of ragging? If that happens, then the management's proposal will backfire, because one type of branch will witness a decrease in the number of cases, but the other branches, they will witness an increase in the number of cases. So they will not experience a rise. It's a significant assumption. And if it becomes false, then the conclusion of the management to transfer all the discipline officers will become fruitless or wrong. Hence A looks like the answer. But we'll never answer a critical reasoning question without reading the other options. The severity of ragging decreases. Now severity of ragging is not mentioned in the passage, so it's irrelevant. The number of ragging cases in high incidence institutes is twice the number of such cases in low incidence rural branches. Of which institute? Is it about this one institute, or it's about the other institutes too? Because we can't, as per the rule of syllogism, we can't go from a specific situation to a universal conclusion. That's the reason why we can eliminate option C and D, because they are talking about all the institutes. This paragraph is concerned with only one institute. Hence A is the answer to question number 24.